Matthew Lee, Inner City Press, on behalf of the Free UN Coalition for Access.
Known to me, Matthew.
All right. Thanks a lot. I wanted to ask you about, I've seen, it seemed counterintuitive to me, but that there are refugees going into Syria currently. There was a quote by, I guess, the UNHCR spokesman, Firas Al-Khatib, that people are going in from South Sudan, Somalia. Can you kind of confirm and how this process takes place and what it says about how bad it is where they may be coming from? My second question is, you mentioned Libya, and I just wanted to know, as UNHCR, are you these reports of some European countries, but in particular Italy, paying money to the government to be distributed to militias to keep refugees or migrants from trying to flee the country into southern Europe, or particularly into Italy? Is it something that the UN is looking into? Would that be a violation of kind of migrant law? Are there battalions in particular towns on the coast getting paid by the government to imprison prospective refugees?
Well, valid questions. Yes, people are going into Syria, Matthew. We have Iraqis now, about 50,000 of them. We have minorities that are going there. Yes, we have all kind of nationalities inside Syria. If you look at the list of type of refugees we have in our books, in Damascus and our other cities, we have a variety of refugees. And I must say, the government have been adopting an open door policy to receive these refugees. And they have not been refoulement, despite the fact that the war is raging. So that is at least is encouraging us to make that protection of those refugees is within reach. Now, on Libya, like you, I've heard news of militias and migrants and liberating some of them from barbaric traffickers and smugglers, and there's some held against their will in detention centers. But beyond that, we did not, these are areas that we don't reach, and we did not come in contact with them, nor we are privy to any deals that are made by European countries and these groups. But there is a mission in Libya, and I think that is their political track and other track that they can look into these matters more maybe thoroughly, that they have presence and they have a mandate to look at that.
Just one follow-up. I mean, if as UNHCR you were to ask a donor country like Italy to disclose to you their other contributions that impact on the right to seek asylum or to flee war, do you think, should they answer you? Would they answer you? And if not, if so, why have you asked? Or if
the free world is answerable.
Right.
They have to answer, and we are engaged with the Italian government and many Europeans actually on the Mediterranean, on the central Mediterranean issues, because it is a disaster in the making. We have 150,000 to 200,000 crossing. There are reasons why those people are crossing, and I think the reasons for why they're crossing are within reach. There are root causes. There is a conveyor belt that goes from Central and Western Africa up to Libya, but that is the solution is not in Libya. The solution is answering to the question of poverty, wars, and the business model of smugglers and traffickers. There is a need for an international law enforcement mechanism that curtail these trades. If I tell you that, Matthew, between January and now, 100,000 people crossed over to Yemen. And I just described Yemen. War, airstrikes, poverty, no health system, cholera outbreak, no livelihood. 100,000 people were lured into Yemen from Eritrea, Ethiopia, Somalia. The business model and the money that the traffickers and smugglers are making need to be tackled by the international community and need to be a priority, because lives are also lost in the process.